Washington.
Well, let's speak to Peter Mathews about all this. He's a professor of political science at Cypress College and his vice from Los Angeles. Very good to have you with us, Mr. Mathews. So, Mike Pence's refusal to go along with invoking the 25th Amendment means that Democrats will now proceed to an impeachment vote. To what extent do you think the political calculus is changing for Republican leaders in Congress to the point where they would actually back impeaching Trump and actually convict him? Do you get a sense that things are different from the first impeachment trial?
They really are different. I can tell you why, and the numbers bear them out. It looks like about 24 Republicans are going to join the Democrats tomorrow in the impeachment vote and vote for impeachment, and they cannot avoid it. I mean, 24 out of still a couple of hundred of them. Still, it's a large number of Republicans in the context, and they felt that it's important to send a message that what President Trump did was totally unconscionable, illegal, unconstitutional, and constituted insurrection, incitement of insurrection. And that's what he's being charged with in the article of impeachment. And that's what they're going to carry through. That's why so many Republicans are supporting it. But of course, almost all the Democrats are going to vote for it.
Right.
And it will pass. My prediction is it will pass tomorrow.
So it would seem that there's enough support then in the House to impeach Trump because of the overwhelming support from Democrats, as you say. But that's only half the process. There's also the Senate. And this could drag on for some time. Do you think impeachment should really be what dominates the first few weeks of Biden's presidency when there's so many other urgent issues to deal with?
There are many pressing issues. For example, the COVID crisis and so many other things. Many other issues there are, of course, that have to be dealt with. But I think that impeachment is extremely important. It goes to the very foundation of our society and the rule of law principles. So we'd hope that Mitch McConnell will move it forward. Because if he gets together with Chuck Schumer, the minority leader today, the Democrat and Republican leaders get together, they can call the Senate into session right away, and they can address the impeachment and the removal issue, the trial issue. They can address it immediately and get it done in the next 5 or 6 days if they wanted to. I think that's what should be done. Now, whether it can be done or not, it may just actually, like you said, drag into the next term when President Biden is in office already, and hopefully they'll be able to split the days into two parts. One to focus on impeachment, on removal, trial, and the other part on the policies and stuff that Biden wants to get through. That's what he's hoping to do if it comes to that.
Right. But again, if an impeachment does go ahead, Mr. Mathews, it's highly likely that Trump's base would rally to his cause. And the fact is that would likely strengthen him, wouldn't it? I mean, within the Republican Party, at least.
Well, I think his base is going to be narrowing further. I mean, he did get 74 million votes. That was quite a few votes, but they're not hardcore, all of them. I think maybe 35 million or 40 million are hardcore Trump supporters, and they were reflected in those people that ransacked the Capitol. The rest of the people that voted for Trump, I think, are willing to be. They are very abhorrent to see what happened, and they condemn it. I think what will happen is that Trump's power is going to be weakened. And at the same time, his base will be strengthened, which is a smaller base than the whole party itself. The party is going to be split quite a bit, and that's the tragedy of the whole thing for the Republican Party. It's facing a major split right now in its ranks and has to decide which way it wants to go. If it'll uphold the rule of law by going with constitutionalism, or if it's going to go ahead and go with the Trump base out of fear of Trump still being around and having some support, some measure of control over them.
Thank you for talking to us. Peter Mathews, professor of political science at Cypress College, joining us there from Los Angeles. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Some breaking news out of the U.S. now.